The tiny homes movement is gaining some steam in big areas, including the Bay Area. So, what are tiny homes? Why are they getting so popular? Well, they're literally these tiny homes that people can hitch on the back of trucks, and they're about 200 to 300 square feet and cost about $20,000 to $50,000 depending on the model that you choose to purchase. Now, they're mobile, and just to give you a sense of what they look like, let's look at these pictures. They're cute.
I love how they think this is a new phenomenon.
I know.
You
it's
know what
just
they used
rebranded, exactly.
You know what we used to call that? We used to call that a trailer park.
Yep.
Yeah, when we had a bunch of those together, right? So, yeah, that's a trailer. That's what it is. It's just a much better looking trailer.
Yeah.
I think it kind of looks good.
No, they do. They do look good. So this documentary that I've been ranting and raving about on the show, Minimalist, is they feature these homes in a section of the documentary, and it's cute. I don't know how realistic it is for a couple who wishes to have a kid, because usually when they feature people who live in these homes, it's one person or it's a couple, and they're usually hippies, and they're like, yeah, like I love it, like I don't need anything, and then their toilet is like a compostable toilet, which sounds horrible. But look, I don't know, to each his own. Like maybe you love that, maybe that's for you. But like these homes are like $50,000 in some cases. Isn't that absurd?
Yeah. So that's goes to my point, which is, look, when I was had no money and I lived in Miami and I made $24,000 a year, I lived in a studio apartment. It was chow, even smaller than these houses, right? Of course, it didn't look anywhere near as good as those houses. If at the time you gave me one of these, I would be like, I made it. Right? Look at this. I mean, it actually, in that tiny little place, has a little living room area with a TV right next to the kitchen. It has two upstairs, your bedroom on the left, I guess, if you're looking out the window there, and then kind of like a reading room on the other side, which is what you can see in that picture, right? I would have been like, this is the lap of luxury. Are you kidding me? It's much better than my old crappy apartment in Miami, right? On the other hand, I didn't have $50,000 to buy it because I was poor.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So now in San Francisco, the prices are so out of hand for property. You know that a teardown is now around $1 million in San Francisco.
Yeah, I do know that.
Yeah, like a house that is so in such bad shape, they're going to tear it down. They're like, I'll give you $1 million for it. Because of the property, of course, right?
Because of the location and the land, yeah. So you're seeing this happen in a lot of major cities, and as a result, there are two different types of trends popping up. People are moving further and further away from work because they just can't afford to live anywhere near the city. So for instance, in Los Angeles, you're seeing a tremendous amount of growth in areas like Bakersfield. And these people work in Los Angeles, but they live in Bakersfield. They live in Bakersfield. They live there. And then they drive to work every day.
No, but they live there, guys.
No, but it's absurd.
If you don't know Southern California, Bakersfield is quite some distance from Los Angeles. That is a miserable drive every day back and forth. So, I mean, you're either going to be in a tiny little trailer or you're going to drive for like 17 hours a day. These prices are killing us. And so now I'm older. I don't know how I could fit my family into that. I mean, you're going to feel awfully claustrophobic in that little house. Well, now this goes all the way back around to, oh my God, the Republicans were right. They're putting us in Hobbit homes.
But we're partially being put in Hobbit homes because of a system that they've set up.
Yeah, so if you don't know the conspiracy theory that they had, this was even on Senator Ted Cruz's website.
I can't.
Okay. Is that Agenda 21 from the United Nations is going to, drive us into the cities and away from our freedom and liberty and into little hobbit homes. They literally call them hobbit homes because of their environmental agenda, man. No, what actually happened was the Republicans gave such enormous tax breaks to the rich that they drove up property prices. And so we were forced to live in hobbit homes because we can't compete with all the money that the enormously wealthy have in big cities like San Francisco.
Yeah, and also it's wanting to buy is one thing. I get it. If you don't have the money to buy, you don't have the money to buy tough nuggets, right? But there's also a big problem with rentals right now as well, because you know, when you have an economic meltdown, a housing crisis, what happens? What do the wealthy do? What's the thing that Donald Trump bragged about? They swoop right in and they grab all those foreclosures, right? Wholesale. I want that house. I want that house. I want that house.
They grab them by the...
Okay. And then what they do after that is they rent them out, which is good business. That's a great way of making money. And then people can't afford to buy homes, so there's a huge renters market. You have the wealthy, and what are they gonna do? They're gonna fuck you, and that's exactly what's happening.
Okay, just calm
no,
down.
but they're gonna fuck you, and that's what's happening. We're all getting fucked.
They're gonna fuck you, and they're driving in all the way from Bakersfield.
We're living in fucking Bakersfield these days, man.
Okay, you live in Bakersfield, and you're getting fucked. That's what's gonna happen. Okay, again, not all the rich, but most of the guys in Trump's cabinet. That's literally some of the games that they would play. That's how they got wealthy. Become a TYT member and get all of our shows, including the ones only members see, Old School, Aggressive Progressive, our post games, TYT Classics, and you even get the interviews before anyone else does. TYTnetwork.com/join.